You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, think about this a second. Do you realize if the Fever lose tonight, we're talking about this team being under 500 after 10 damn games? Actually, after 11 damn games. 11 games, they could potentially be under 500. Oh, but nothing to see here. Please move along. You got the mainstream sports media. LA Times, Bill Plaschke, been around forever. Back in the day, I've seen him on Pardon the Interruption and Around the Horn and all these different ESPN shows back in the day. Sports reporters. He's an old school journalist guy, writing hit pieces. What's going on? All of a sudden, we got hit pieces. We got hit pieces coming out about Caitlin Clark ignoring Ty Harris on a high five. They're losing. Caitlin Clark's got razor focused, but now all of a sudden she's purposely shooing away her teammate. She's ignoring her teammate. I don't buy that. Call me crazy. I don't buy it. Let's start here. Michael Thompson, LA Laker great, fired a shot the other day, heard around the world about hearing from a source, and I listened to Jason Whitlock. I went back after his show ended today and watched the Michael Thompson part in its entirety, and he made it very clear. They have reliable sources around the league, and those sources are hearing the Fever are out on Caitlin Clark. That's what they're hearing. There's been a lot of fire around Caitlin Clark being moved somewhere. The LA Sparks has been brought up. Michael Thompson also said the following. Here's a clip about the fact that it seems like the team purposely or for whatever reason does not want to use Caitlin Clark in the manner that she needs to be used. Like what was the purpose? And one of the things he said is basically they drafted an all-world talent just to try to make her a plain old run-of-the-mill point guard. Crazy. Michael Thompson.
This in any sport, it'd be like taking the serve away from Serena Williams. The coach telling her, "No, I don't like that big serve you have. So let's have a more traditional serve, one that's not as hard and can't. It's like taking the bat out of Ohtani's hands and turning him to a single sitter. It's like taking the second best lineman in the history of football next to Ball State's Jason Whitlock's, the late great Larry Allen from the Cowboys, and turning him into a long snapper. They've taken away Caitlin's superpowers. And when you draft a player like Caitlin, like a Steph.
Larry Allen was a beast, folks. Maybe the best left tackle ever. There's some other good ones out there, great ones out there, but he was a beast.
Steph Curry, a Magic, and Isaiah Thomas, of course, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. When you have a player of that caliber, of a Wemby, you play to their strengths and you build around a franchise player such as that. And it seems like they brought the franchise player in to make them play the way they want to play as opposed to adopting to her style and what made her the most.
Yeah, they brought her in, but they don't want to use her in the manner that made her a superstar in college coming in. By the way, during this entire thing, Whitlock and Thompson both said they were shocked they got rid of Christy Sides. And, because of Caitlin Clark's performance the second half of that season. Man, something's going on. Evelyn DR, she posted, the agenda is blatant as hell. They're desperately needing Caitlin Clark to check one of those first three boxes to be accepted in the WNBA. She checked none. Just a straight-up hooper revolutionizing the league and breaking records. And that sends him into a full meltdown mode. Y'all mad yet? Too bad, deal with it. Yeah, well, she's white and she's straight. We know on the WNBA streets that makes her public enemy number one. Let's keep it real here. LA Times columnist Bill Plaschke calls Caitlin Clark oafish and spoiled in a takedown article. Los Angeles Times columnist Bill Plaschke posted a lengthy article. We're not going to read that piece of shit. Expressing his disdain for Clark, describing her with words like oafish, entitled, spoiled, coddled. The title of the article is, quote, "Whiny Caitlin Clark's tired antics needs to end." It was the very definition, folks, of a hit piece. Kind of strange what's going on. New York Post, Caitlin Clark appears to snub Fever teammate in awkward shoulder pat moment. And here it is. I think most people think Ty Harris was going for a high five right there. And of course, there's some out there. Boy, there's one person got real nasty over this. And she's getting attacked. They're in a dogfight, heat of the moment. And now we're breaking down high fives. I don't know what the hell's going on, folks. I really don't. I do think, and look, I said it the other day, I continue to put blame on her agents. Agents should have some power, actually. You think if Caitlin Clark signed with Clutch Sports, with Rich Paul, with Maverick Carter right now, or Drew Rosenhaus, the agent would be calling up Amber Cox and Kelly Krauskopf. That agent would be getting in their ass right now. You know? And agents know how to put out fires, too. That's what they do. That's why they get paid. Her agent's been lazy when it comes to things like Nike. Her agent looks lazy about this. It's crazy what's going on. Guys, go over to Jason Whitlock's channel and watch the episode from today with Michael Thompson, because it's lengthy. They discuss what's going on with Caitlin Clark. It's a good watch. Wow. Got a game tonight. I've somewhat wondered if Caitlin actually plays in this game. By the way, your boy went and just looked at tickets. All right, I brought up TickPick and StubHub, I think it was, earlier. And in Indiana, home games. It's the road games where people are paying money. Home games, for the foreseeable future, you can get in for like $11. And there's not a solitary game I looked at that's close to being sold out. If they keep losing and Stephanie White keeps using Caitlin Clark in the manner that she's using her, look for that to get worse. Something's very fishy with what's going on there. They really took the person that ought to be considered the third best player on the team, and Kelsey Mitchell, and made her the first player on the team. In some odd kind of way, the success they had last year with Kelsey Mitchell might have just sealed Caitlin Clark's fate in Indiana, because it's given it's given the coach a skewed view of her team and who needs to be balling out and who should be carrying the team and who shouldn't. And I think after last year, she just thinks Kelsey Mitchell, this is her team. She would be wrong. And if she thinks that, and if Amber Cox thinks that, and Kelly Cross, Lynn Dunn, then they all should, Herb Simon should take a flamethrower to the whole front office. If I set them down one-on-one, and they all gave me the beat around the bush, this is not Caitlin's team, blah, 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 in no, in certain words, even if they didn't clearly say, this is Caitlin Clark's team, this is Caitlin Clark's team, we're building around Caitlin Clark, blah, 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 I'd be running every one of them out. Now, at this point, it'd be too late. They'd all have already fired themselves. But, tell me what you think. Something's amiss. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.